Okay, Dad, this video is just for you. Here's the engine. Just kind of a overall view. You can see the pistons down in here and the connecting rods and all that kind of stuff down here as it rotates, and the crankshaft, and then over on the end, which is kind of hard to see because it's between my flywheel, but there's my timing gears to maintain everything in sync, and then big old flywheel on the end just to maintain momentum when it has the spots between when cylinders fire. So let me explain how it works. First off, right here, this is just a hose that is the intake. So I connected this end right here up to the air compressor, and then air enters into the engine right through there, and right along there in this whole section here, there's a kind of a chamber. There's a hole that runs the whole length of that, and you can see right down in here there's a screw right there capping it off. So that hole runs the whole length of this guy, and it's constantly pressurized when I put pressure in the end over here. So as I pressurize that, then above it is what is my makeshift replacement for camshafts. I've got right here, this is an intake and this is an exhaust, and running the length of this right here where you see these black set screws, inside there's another hole that runs the whole length of it and comes out and connects to the screw on the end right here. And what it is it's kind of what I call a flow rod, and it looks something like this. This is another one with a different timing setup on it, but it has holes strategically placed in it. So if this thing would focus, so you can see where air is directed. So it takes, you can't really see that well, but you can see where there's a hole that comes in and goes out in 90-degree angles on it, right? So what that does is it takes the air that's coming in through this bottom hole and connects it into the top of the cylinder. If you look real close, you can see holes in the top of the cylinders right there, just above the pistons. Oh, sorry, there's some glare on there from the lights. Anyways, you can see those holes right there, right in there. So that's timed up. Same thing in the intake and the exhaust, so that you can see when the air goes in and out, basically. So it's timed, so this guy lets air in at the top of the stroke to push the piston down, just like that. And then once it gets to the bottom of its stroke, it lines this guy here, the exhaust rod, lines up and lets the air back out through another hole in the end right there. That's basically how it works. The flywheel keeps momentum when it's got a dead spot between firing. And then if you look at the bottom, these are all the connecting rods that I had to make. Those were pretty difficult. And the camshaft, so it allows it to spin offset. That's different than a conventional camshaft. It's a way that I actually figured out on my own how to make a camshaft work. And it has to do with, instead of using lobes or offset sections, it has these brass guys right here are actually circular, and they line up so that they have a center hole drilled that's offset. So as it rotates, it does the same thing that a lobe would do, and offsets the connecting rod. So it converts the linear motion into circular motion, basically. So you can see it as it spins right there, how it all works. I'm just spinning it by hand right now, and in a minute I'll go out to the garage and connect the air up to it so you can see it actually run. It doesn't run real fast, but it runs. So I'll go do that right now.